Hey there, folks. My name is Foggy. Welcome to day 117 of my year of solo board gaming, described by many to be ill-advised and stupid. We are in the middle of Elder Sign Week, and we're changing up the order a little bit that I was going to do the Omens. We're doing Omens of the Ice. I think it's Omens of the Ice or Omens of Ice, one of the two. Omens of Ice. Sorry, there's no the there. And this is, from what I understand, it's meant to be very punishing, and it's actually one of the few that has a hard and fast deadline in terms of how long you can play. In this case, you are going off to Alaska to investigate an elder one appearing there. We've picked the average difficulty one, which is still the easiest one in the set, and still incredibly difficult. So that should be fun. It has got a score. You needed 10 elder signs, and we only have 8 spots on the Doom track. And if we add one or more elder signs to the sheet, one investigator loses 2 stamina. And if an investigator is devoured because of that, we get to add two Doom tokens instead of just 1. Now, this is the first one that introduces day markers. Now, we start on day 1. We're on the summer side. There is a winter side that is actually much harder. Let me just show you here. If I can flip this over, because flipping things over on this table is not easy. So here's the winter side. And with the winter side, if you get to day 8, there's days here, and you start on day 1. If you get to day 8, you die. That's it. Game over. Whereas on the summer one, if you get to day 7, day 8, you'll add 2 Doom tokens to the track. So no matter what, the evil one awakens on day 11 at the latest. You cannot get around that. There's a supply marker with this one. You have supplies in this game, and this is what a supply marker looks like, and you use that to indicate how many supplies you have. And if you end up with more than 10, you flip it over and you start counting 10. And then if you have more than 20, you just flip it over and count that, and you might as well just assume that you are the luckiest person alive to have whopping 20 plus supplies, because you will burn through them in this game. There are also special store markers. These are things that will get added to the front of the adventures. As you can see, as the days go on, the number of tokens goes up by quite a bit. And what that means is that some of these will get added to the adventures, face up or face down. And when you go to them, you then have to flip them over and find out what's on them and suffer the penalty if there is one. And a lot of them do have penalties. Finally, we have the, as with Omens of the Deep, Omens of the Deep, we have 2 stages. We have a stage 1 and a stage 2, and we've already set up our stage 1 adventures here. 3 face up, 3 face down. And then there's a special set of adventures that we'll go through that basically, if you don't do anything here, you will have to advance the clock, for example, and do other things that are bad. They all have at midnight effects, so the sooner that you resolve these, the better. There is a stage 1 and stage 2 in this, and then you advance to stage 2 with this. There's an expedition camp that is the entrance card. You can, with 6 trophies, you can remove up to 5 storm markers from adventures, which is huge. But then you can also use it to gain regular stuff, and you can regain health and so on. And that's pretty much it. There's a special Mythos deck with this. We'll have to try to remember to resolve these as they come along. As with Omens of the Pharaoh and Omens of the Deep, it will... and I keep forgetting that we haven't done the Omens of the Deep one yet. At least you haven't seen it. I tried recording that one like 9 times, and it just kept failing for various reasons, including technical glitches and interruptions. So I'm going to record that one next after I do this. And I'm not expecting to win this one. I really am expecting to fail this one horribly. But the Mythos cards for these have a choice of what you do. So you choose one or the other, but you don't do both. And the way that I've been playing these Omens games in the past, because I only realized this like literally halfway through the Omens of the Deep playthroughs that I was doing, I've been playing both effects, and that's pretty bad. Because it's basically doing twice the number of Mythos that you normally would. So we're going to have a couple of different adventurers here. These ones are all specific to this particular expansion. So you got Wendy Adams, for example, and Rex Murphy, who you might recognize from Arkham Horror, the Living Card Game. Both of them are characters in that. I'm pretty sure most of these are characters in that as well. You got Silas Marsh, the Sailor. What's funny is his headshot makes it look like he's in a hospital bed. Like, when you just look at his head, it looks like he's in a hospital bed and he's like dying, which I think is funny. You've got Ursula Downs, the Explorer, and Charlie Kane, the politician. So this should be interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to shuffle through these. We're going to pick one. And then we'll add the rest of these back in with the other adventures, and then we'll deal out one that has a complementary set of stats. So most adventurers, with the exception of one person in Omens of the Pharaoh, who has a 6/6. Most everyone has 10 total for their stamina and sanity. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one, and then whoever, if we added to that, gives us 10 total in stamina and 10 total in sanity, that's what we're going to go with. Which is a little bit fudgy. We got Ursula Downs the Explorer, so we're going to get a 6/4 here. Once per day, at the start of any investigator's turn, Ursula may look at the top 2 cards of the adventure deck. She then places one card on the bottom of the deck and the other back on top. Oh, that's kind of cool. Gives you some idea of what's coming. One thing I still don't know is whether or not when you look at the, like if I look at the top 2 cards, whether or not I'm supposed to look at the other side of it. I'm going to go ahead. I think I played Omens of the Pharaoh as if you couldn't, and I'm going to play this one as if you could. And somebody, I'm sure, will correct me in the comments about how horrible I am at not understanding the rules. So, all right, let's go ahead. And how horrible I am at shuffling, by the way. I am. I'm very bad at shuffling. Little spiders in here. A little disturbing. I just saw one go up under the... Nothing like having little spiders creep around as you're playing Elder Sign. I was hoping to put on some spooky music from Pretzel Rocks, but unfortunately none of it is YouTube safe unless I want to spend $15 a month and get their premium. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Michael McGlenn, Diane Stanley, Monterey Jack, Joe Diamond, Tony Morgan, Jenny Barnes. We got Jenny and Ursula. All right. Michael was last seen in our Omens of the Pharaoh adventure, dying rather horribly. All right, so try not to get too attached to any of them because it is likely that one of them will die. So she's going to start up here. We're going to put the little thing here. And we got a big bag of tokens here. I think that's what I like about this game is that you have so many different characters that you can draw from. And it just gives you this nice rich tapestry of thing. And you kind of want to play with all of them, only then you discover that really life is fickle and it's just a dice game and you're pretty much dooming most of them to death. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and give her 3 sanity. Give her 3 health. Don't worry. I hear you. I hear you. Stop. One more for health. And then we're going to give these 3s. The most useless game component, I think, in history might be the 5s in this. I'm not sure why you would bring out... Like, there are some people who have a 7 for sanity and health. I just don't know why you'd ever bother with a 5. You're going to be taking away and giving stamina and sanity so often in this game that I don't understand why you would bother taking the time to do that. Now, Jenny's turn. Jenny's ability is that at the start of her resolution phase, she may discard 1 common item, 1 clue token, or 1 spell to add the yellow and red die to her pool. So that's pretty powerful. And we're going to go ahead and give them some cards. We're going to need to shuffle here because I've not actually shuffled yet any of these. There were some new cards that came into this from the Omens of Ice expansion. One other thing I like about this is that pretty much all of these like little small cards, all these things can be used in the base game. So you can just go ahead and add all these in and just say, you know what, now we're going to go back to Arkham and just play. And yeah, I know one of the cards is a tent, but you know you might need a tent in the middle of Arkham. You never know. It gets cold in New England. I know. I was raised there. I actually was born in Maine. Lived in Maine for 18 years. Lived in Boston for 18 years. Now I'm in Arizona. And I'm coming up on that 18-year mark, folks. I think I've got 4 years to go. I've been here for 14 years, since 2008. So, and then, because I've said all that, you can do the math and figure out how old I am. Actually, no, 18, wasn't 18. It was 1820, so I guess I have 22 years. I think we made the decision to move out here when I've been there for 18 years. So that's shuffled. We have to shuffle this. And we have to shuffle the spells as well. Then we can get started. Ursula's going to start with a unique item, a common item, and a clue. Jenny's just going to start with a common item and a spell. So get a little bit of everything here. With day 1, and this is going to be the tough thing to keep track of, is day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on. We want to try to get, I think what we want to do is we want to get this arrival thing taken care of like toot sweet. We want to get to stage 2 as quick as possible. Like, it's fine to try to get supplies, but we cannot dawdle. We do not have long to do anything here. The storm marker tokens are going to be bad. And as you can see, we've got 7 days before we start adding Doom tokens willy-nilly. And we will probably have some Doom tokens. I cannot imagine anybody actually being able to get to 11 days. Like, that just seems insane to me. So with that, let's go ahead and draw a unique item. Necromonicon. After using it, she gets a clue token. That's kind of nice. Common item. She's got the flare gun, which I think is one of the more useless items in the game. And she gets a clue. Let's see, we're giving Jenny the dog sled. Discard before any investigator rolls dice to give them the yellow dice. That's kind of cool. And then Miss Avrella, which is basically a secure the dice thing. Got our dice over here. We are playing with the blessed and cursed options. So we can bless an investigator, we can curse an investigator. So far I've been pretty lucky about the blessed stuff. Let's go ahead and start with Ursula, and I think she's just gonna head straight off to arrival and deal with this. So she's got to roll 2 twos first, which is not always a given. We got 2 of them. Okay, we can do that. And now she's got to get 3. And she got 3. All right, cool. That gets taken out. She gets to claim this as an adventure, as a trophy. So she's got 3 to start. And we're going to flip this, and we are already on our way. At midnight, a monster appears, and we progress to stage 2 if we fail the adventure, or if we succeed at the adventure. All right, so she's going to advance the clock. Am I at midnight? I'm not at midnight here. So let's go ahead and do that, and then advance the clock. So Jenny's off next. Now Jenny can come here. This is not great, but it gives her a bunch of items to work with, and it reverses the clock, which is nice. I don't think I've ever seen that as a reward before. And if that's the case, I would like to come here and then we'll go ahead and come here, and we'll go ahead and just allow for the loss of supply. So we go from 15 down to 12. And she's going to get rolling. She could go ahead and start off with the yellow dice, but I feel like this is not going to be that difficult to get. Famous last words. All right, so can we do the bottom one? That's the one I really want to do. The bottom one is tricky, so we're going to get that taken care of. That task is now complete. I've got 4 dice left to do this. If I get a skull, I will go ahead and do that, but I don't. But I do have a 2. So now, best possible chance. I just need a skull off 6 dice, and I got it. She is going to lose 1 stamina as a result. Which is not good, but part of the adventure. And she gets to reverse the clock by 3. Again, first time I've ever seen that as a thing. We're going to get 2 more items. Looks like it's a flamethrower, which is cool. It gives you either the yellow or the red die, and then a 45 automatic. And then finally we're going to get a spell. And then this is a secure dice, but it can be cast during any investigator's turn, so that's pretty cool. She's going to take this whiteout adventure. That's worth 2. I just trimmed my nails light yesterday. I think that's what's going on. Go ahead and put this down here. She's got 2. Does she want to do anything when she comes back to here? She can choose to regain 2 stamina or sanity, but I don't think that that's really a good idea. So we're still in stage 1, so we're drawing from the stage 1. And I think we're going to send Jenny back here. We now advance to 3. I never did do a mythos. So advance the clock, gain 4 supplies, or no effect. Since I forgot to do it, we'll just do no effect. I think I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to send. I think I want to send Ursula to the Northern Road, because that is going to be difficult. That's going to happen at midnight, where you add 1 storm to marker to the adventure or lose 1 supply. All right, so we come in here. And it's an in order one, which is always difficult, but it does give us 3 items potentially if we succeed. Do I want to add a dice? I feel like it's not going to be that helpful. Famous last words. We do actually get the first one, so that's good. Does she want to kick in the spell? She is going to kick in the spell so that we have... No, she's not. She's not. She's not. Sorry. Changing my mind. We now roll for the second. And we got it. We got a skull and a terror. So we succeed there. We're going to get 3 items, which is huge. All right, bandages, which basically returns 1 sanity and 1 stamina. We got a Tommy gun, which gives us both dice, and an old journal, which gives us the yellow dice. She's also going to get to do this, take this as a trophy. She's now got 5 trophies. She can gain an ally if she wants. What I'd really like to do is hold on to trophies as much as possible, so that... actually, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and finally use her ability. Oh, it's at the start of the turn, so never mind. We can't do that. And she's going to come back here. All right, and then we're going to advance the clock by 3. So Jenny is thinking, do I want to go get 2 supplies? I've got a kind of a cheap trophy here to start off with. I've got 2. We have nothing that's going to trigger at midnight except for the Into the Wild, in which case a monster will appear. I think she's going to head here to the port of Anchorage, and she is going to go ahead and spend a trophy and get 2 supplies. Actually, no, she's not going to do that. She's not going to do. She's going to hold on to this. So there's no sense in spending that. I kind of wish that there was something like trophy markers that you could just exchange things for, because you can't really make change in this game, but I think that's also part of the game. I really should not have trimmed my nails before starting today, because I cannot pick any of these up. There we go. Food shortage. She has the potential to get her stamina back and still reverse the clock. This is amazing. She's going to need 4 dice total, and I'm questioning whether or not to throw on the yellow dice because it's such an important... I think I am. I'm going to go ahead and use my 45 automatic. She understands what's up. She's going to use her automatic to try to deal with this. All right, so we don't have a skull, unfortunately. So we're going to have to use these to do the 4, which is really frustrating. She doesn't have a skull, and... going to be bad. What is going on here? She's going to actually use this. She's going to use the Miss Savrella to hold on to this. And she really wants to succeed, so she is going to go ahead and use the flamethrower. 45 wasn't doing it. So we're going to lose a green dice, and we're going to gain the red. Wild card. There we go. So that is that, and we ended up not needing the spell. We wasted anyway. Like, I really should just remember that I can just discard one of these items to get the yellow and red dice instead of using it for its stated ability. That was kind of a garbage way to do it. But we do get +1 sanity, +1 stamina, and we get to reverse the clock again. So it is 3. She's going to take a trophy. She's going to take food shortage as a trophy, bring this back. She's going to come back here. She can either get 1 common item or spell, and I think she's going to go ahead and get the common item. I think it's more helpful for her to make sure that she's constantly getting common items, because she can discard one of those to get the yellow and red die. So that makes it pretty powerful for her. Come here. Now we're going to advance the clock. So it's still only 6 o'clock on the first day. These 2 are getting so much done on the first day. It's amazing. All right. Ursula's going to head into Fairbanks. Actually, I think she's going to head into to the wetlands. It's still today. It's still the first day, so we have not advanced at all. And I'm going to take a look at the northern road here. And I can already tell that I'm probably going to want this one on top and this one on the bottom. But looking at the bottom, this one is going to give us a supply, so that's cool. However, we are either going to add 3 storm markers to adventures or advance the clock. And then this one opens up an otherworld and is a reversal. We're actually going to keep this one on top, because I want to do that one next. Really should not have done my fingernails yesterday. But it was my anniversary yesterday, so I had to look nice. That's the important thing. All right, where was Ursula going? She was going to one of the wetland supplies. She's going to be okay with losing a supply to do that. And, all right, through the ice. We've got a couple options here. We're going to go ahead and take these. I don't think I'm going to add anything to it. It does seem like 4 dice total needed, but I do have a clue to help mitigate that. And first up, we've got kind of garbage. That's not good. We'll take that and we'll go ahead and get rid of the stamina. That's really not good. We're going to use the clue token and we're going to throw in the Necronomicon, because I really don't want to lose any adventures this early. And that means that we're going to get another clue token. All right, there's one skull. She can focus on that. That goes back in here. This goes to the bottom. There we go. Skull and skull. Success. She can either take the stamina and a unique item, or a common item and a clue. And I think I kind of want her to take the unique item. Okay, Healing Stone. Basically, I get all my stamina and sanity back. We're going to go ahead and get 1 stamina back as well. Except that went flying, so we're not going to use that one. And we advance the clock to 9. And we pull out Northern Road. Jenny is going to head straight to Northern Road. She knows that she's got to go take care of that. And she flips that over. She's got a bunch of sequential things here that she's got to do, but not too difficult. So she's not going to actually pull that out. She gets the 1. The scrolls are going to be the hardest thing. 2. She has 1 scroll. She's going to focus. Does she want to go ahead and add? I think we're going to go 1 more turn and try to get 1 more scroll out of this. We fail. We're going to lose that. So she's going to go ahead and use her ability. She's going to discard this. I have to remember, I have to do that at the start of the revolution phase. So I'm only going to be able to get the yellow dice out of this. That sucks. There we go. Got it. So an Otherworld adventure opens up. This one is the Great Hall of Solano. We're going to reverse the clock another 3 hours, and we're going to get a clue. This is insane. Jenny's been able to reverse the clock every single time she's adventured so far. Just going to come back here. We're going to take this, and we're going to go ahead and put this here and advance the clock. Like, I've never seen this before. This is just awesome. Awesome sauce. We finally have an opportunity to go ahead and get one of these, and I think that's what we're going to have her do. Ursula's going to head over here. She's going to try to get this, whatever this is. She's going to go ahead and use the, I think because of the importance of it, I could choose to use the Tommy gun. I think I'm just going to use the old journal for now. I think I just need the yellow dice. Famous last words. So now it said twice. So obviously the first time it was not famous last words. And I feel like I should be careful because I feel like that was just sort of individually miking each one. This is bad. I don't really have anything good here. I really don't want to use 3 of these for the 6. But I think I'm going to have to. I mean, I could re-roll now. Let's re-roll now because I think I can get one of these with a re-roll and use less dice. Use fewer dice. Fewer. I never remember. All right, so we got a couple things going on. We've got the terror. We've got the scroll. We'll do the terror first. Knock that out. We've got the scroll. So now we just need as much investigation as we can get. We got it. We got 7 here. We managed to do it. All right, so we're going to get an elder sign. Now the elder sign, unfortunately, that means that we are going to lose 2 stamina. She fortunately has 6 to start, so she's good. We're going to gain a spell. We also get to remove a doom token. Unfortunately, there's no doom tokens out, so that doesn't really matter. She does get to keep this, and she's going to go ahead and actually use this to restore 2 stamina or sanity. I don't know why I keep saying it that way. And just go ahead and use that right now and get her stamina back. All right, we don't replace the adventure. It was an other-world adventure, and we advance the clock. It is now midnight. We're going on to day 2, finally. Longest day in Alaskan history. All right, each investigator loses 1 stamina or lose 2 supplies and 1 monster appears. Do I want a monster to appear? Well, we're going to get a monster from that anyway, so we have to worry about that. Let's get the monster out for that first. And I think we're going to put it... Let's see how bad this is. Let's see if this is a bad... That's a bad monster. That is just basically lose 1 stamina and you're going to lose the green dice for this. We'll go ahead and put this here. Because I do want to... We'll put this here because I want to get that out. But we're going to need that there. That's not good. No, we should put this here. This is going to be easier to knock out. Now we've got this. So we've done the at midnight for that. There's no other at midnights out. And now we get to either lose 2 supplies and 1 monster appears or everybody loses a stamina. And I think I'm going to have everyone lose a stamina. So I think that's better to do. It's Jenny's turn. Jenny's like, hey, if I could turn back time. Jenny's probably best over here. There's only 3 dice that she needs. She doesn't really have any stamina to work with, though. But I can have her come back and heal if she does this. So Jenny's going to do that. Before she does that, I'm going to have her look at Ursula, because we're at the start of a new day. She's going to go ahead and use her ability. Let's see. Oh, we've got one with an elder sign. I think that's a gimme. This is going to be on top, and the other one's going to be on bottom. If I can get it down there. Come on. There we go. All right, so Jenny's up. She's gonna deal with the monster right away, just so that we can get that defeated. Now I think this stays locked in the meantime. So we still only have the 5 dice to work with. Can we do the first one? We cannot do the first one, so we'll do the second one. All right, can we do the first one? We cannot do the first one. She'll focus this. Lose a dice. Actually, she'll use her reroll that she has. There we go. So that's defeated. That's defeated. She's going to get 2 clue tokens in return. After spending 1, she's going to be coming back here. And she's got 4 tokens to work with. At this point, she is better off just simply using these 2 to go ahead and restore some stamina. And we're going to add this one here. And Ursula, having already investigated, is going to head straight into here. She can spend 2 trophies to get 1 common item, but I don't feel like she needs one. There we go. And coming into here, she may now spend 2 trophies to gain 1 unique item. Well, Jenny could always use a unique item, so she's going to go ahead and do that. That's going to return the monster there. She gets the Blue Watcher of the Pyramid. And then Jenny is going to do the same. She's going to take these 2. And she's going to get a unique item. So we're going to get the Ruby of Relais, however you want to pronounce that. And that's going to be fun. She needs 4 dice total on this. It is a pretty important one because we do have an Elder Sign at the ready here. But I think we're going to have her hold off for now before she starts rolling. Before she uses anything for extra dice. All right, so we've got a 3. We've got a 3 and a scroll. I'm going to do the bottom one first, even though the 3 would be helpful for up top, because this has more options. Jenny or Ursula could use Flesh Ward to lock down the 3. Or more importantly, she could lock this down, and then that's going to keep the skull in play. That's going to keep the one that's harder to do. There we go. There's the 3. So she gets all that. She's used Flesh Ward, so she's going to give up the spell. She now has a choice of either a unique item or a skill or an Elder Sign. We are taking the Elder Sign because we do not want to mess around. She does, however, lose 2 stamina for that. She's going to come back here, and she's just simply going to use this this 2 trophy adventure and get that stamina right back. And that's going to come here, and it's now Jenny's turn. Jenny is going to go ahead. It's now 3. Is it 3 or it's 6, isn't it? I forgot to advance the clock when I did Jenny's turn. I think we're good on supplies. I think we need to start getting into stage 2 now. So we're going to have Jenny come over here to into the wild. Mostly because I think that this is a pretty straightforward set of adventures. We need a scroll first. We got a scroll. We need a 3. We got a 3. Do I use the green flame of Tulsja to trap the skull and just be done with it? And I think the answer is yes. This is such a nasty set of disadvantages that I'm just, I don't know. We did this earlier. We did what is the percentage of chance that I'll lose if I start rolling now and just want to get 1 skull? And the answer is 16%. So it's a 1 in 6 chance that I will fail. There we go. Kept the spell. All right, proceed to stage 2. She gets this as a trophy, which is huge. It's 5. Add this adventure face up when we go to stage 2. Treacherous Ascent. So now we're going to start losing stamina unless we also lose a supply. And this requires 6 dice to complete. So that is going to be difficult. But we do want to get that done as soon as possible. Let's see. She's going to come back here. She's got 5. She can gain an ally. I think I'm going to have her hold on to this, though, because I want to keep trophies so that I can remove up to 3 storm tokens as the storm tokens start piling up. But Ursula is going to head over here. She's just going to jump right into it. I think she's going to be okay. But we're going to go have her use the Tommy gun, so she's got everything at her disposal, except for the blessed die. That would be nice. Okay, so we need her to do a 1, 2, and 3. We've got that. This is one of those cases where I kind of wish I had the ability to just do all tasks at once. But this is remaining. Now, the biggest problem here is that neither of these have terrors on them. This does have a wild card, but does not have a terror, and I don't think it has a. Oh, it doesn't have a 1 on it either. So we need 3 dice that are not investigations, and unfortunately, all of them are investigations. That sucks. She can focus a dice, so she'll do that, and then she'll put this one aside. All right, we did it. We got the wild card and the terror, so that will help cover the rest of this. And we've successfully done this adventure. She's going to come back here. She's got this, and we're going to put the Heart of Darkness, or the Heart of Darkness into play. And this is really nasty. This is going to require all 8 dice. Like, we need to actually have 8 dice, and we have to get it right for each one. That is insane. But we also get to move the day token back to day 1 if we complete it. For now, she's going to do this. She's got 3 extra that she can work with, so she might want to take a spell. She can get a common item or a spell, and so she's going to go ahead. Actually, she'll go ahead and keep these. We'll keep these here. That's fine. And now Jenny's turn. Jenny could go straight after this. She's got an ability to change 1 dice to a scroll result, but I feel like that is such a huge ask to come to this. Now she's going to be able to get this by just discarding one of these and being able to use that to get all 8 dice. But it's so nasty. She's going to head to the Inuit village, and we're going to have to deal with storm markers at some point, unfortunately. You may lose 2 supplies to gain 1 clue. So we're going to actually go ahead and do that. We're going to lose 2 supplies. She's going to gain a clue. We need the clues for that Heart of Darkness adventure. Oh, goody. We're locking 2 dice. This is not good. She is going to go ahead and use... I want her to use a dice. She's actually got the ability to generate a scroll no matter what. So if I can knock out this one's a lot easier. I hear what you're saying. Yes, we're going to go ahead and use that. For better or for worse. All right, so we've got 6 dice that we're rolling. We need 4 of them to be what we need. So first up, we knock out the 2 scrolls, which is not good because that's the thing that we can actually affect. All right, that works for the second one. That is all done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we get to do 1 of 2 things. We can either get a spell and open up an other world, or we can get a unique item and get a skill. And I think what we want to do is we actually want to go for the other world. We'll open that up. We get Ryla, which means we'll add 3 Elder Signs by completing it. And in addition to that, she's going to get a spell, which is just basically a secure thing. She's going to get this too. She's going to come back here. She can either get an ally or she can regain 2 stamina or sanity. She does not need either. She could use an ally. An ally probably would not be the worst thing in the world. But I think now that we're going to start getting some storm marker tokens, we're going to have her hold on to that. We're going to replace this with a stage 2 adventure now. And we're going to advance this to midnight. All right, at midnight, we kick in all sorts of fun things. Add 1 storm marker to each adventure. Now, we don't add them to the special adventure Otherworlds. It's just these ones. So we're going to start adding these here. We add 1 to each. All right, and then at midnight, we have nothing else that kicks in. We do draw a new mythos, add 1 doom token to the doom track, or gain 1 elder sign. Then each investigator rolls 1 green dice. Each investigator that rolls a scroll is devoured. Holy moly. So we're going to go ahead and add a doom token because I do not want to risk that. We're going to move to day 3. Day 3, we get 2 storms that we start adding. I'm going to do Desecrated Town, as nasty as that might seem. I'm going to do another one here on Fairbanks. The reason I'm doing this is I'm pretty sure I do want to come here and knock that out, because I cannot do this yet with Ursula. She can't. That's going to require 6 dice, and she doesn't really have the capacity for it. But Ursula is now going to get to also kick in her day ability, and she's going to do that. She's going to take a look at the first top 2 here. The Cold Unknown, and the Cold Unknown, both of which have the same At Midnight effect, add 1 Doom token to the Doom track. And both of these have nasty At Midnights. This one, however, seems like it might be better. This one reverses time. This is... I think this one's the way to go. So we're going to put this one on top. We'll put the other one on the bottom. All right. It is now Ursula's turn. She's going to head straight to here. You may pay 3 trophies to draw and place an Otherworld card face up under Other Adventures. So we're going to slide these over a little bit. She's actually going to do that. She's going to pay 3 trophies and get another Otherworld adventure. And that's going to be one where we can remove a Doom token, which is nice. But it is going to require 5 dice total. So we're going to expose these. We add a Doom token. And we lose a spell. Now I forget if it's she loses a spell or any investigator loses a spell. And I think there are some of them that if you cannot lose a spell or lose a supply, you simply lose 1 stamina. Discard 1 spell. Actually, no, it does not say anything like that. So I think because it does say it for the supply, if you cannot lose 1 supply, lose 1 stamina. If I cannot lose 1 spell, I don't do anything with that. So that's going to go over to the side here. The Doom token, we're going to add a Doom token here, and a monster appears. This is kind of what I was worried about, because a monster appearing means that it's going to go onto the Plains of Leng, or we could put it on Ryla, either of which is not great. Yeah, this is... We're going to put it on here, but this has an At Midnight effect, which means that we have to if midnight occurs and that's still active, another monster will appear. So we have to be careful about that one. That's going to be nasty. They're all going to be nasty. It's just nastiness now. She is, however, here at the Desecrated Town. She is going to flip this over. Enter. Add 2 Doom tokens to the Doom track unless you discard 3 supplies. So we're going to lose 3 more supplies. We're down to 6. Kind of wish there was a better way to get more supplies. And we need 5 dice total. So she is going to add the red dice to this. Put that aside. 5 dice total and a lot of scrolls. A lot of scrolls. We have no clues to work with either. Got terror and a 3, so I'll go to 2 as well. I'll just go for the exact match. There we go. Scroll. She's going to help out with the scroll there because she can do that on any turn, and she's going to focus that. Yes, got it. Got the last one. Spell gets used. Get that. Now, which is better, to reverse the time by 3, which unfortunately would put us prior to midnight. So I don't know if that would actually move the day track back as well. So let's check to see if that is addressed in here. I hope it is. I know you guys have loved watching me read rules over and over again. Oh, it's do not advance the clock during the clock phase this turn. Okay, so that would have been helpful to understand. I think that does not really affect anything. We still just would have been at the same point, but it does not reverse time. But since I advanced the clock 3 hours and I wasn't supposed to, basically it all got reset. So I think we're fine. So do I want to not advance the clock, or do I want to get blessed? And I think I want to get blessed. I think we're going to need the blessing here, but we are going to get an elder sign out of this as well. And she's going to lose 2 stamina as a result. We're going to put all these away. She's going to get 3 of these. She can now regain some stamina. Or she can go ahead and remove some storm markers, and I think she's going to remove some storm markers. We'll remove them from Fairbanks, and we'll go ahead and remove them from the... let's go ahead and remove them from here. Oh, that's a bummer. Those are pretty good ones. All right, so then we advance the clock by 3. Jenny is going to go... I think she's going to go straight to the cold unknown, because we found something really good on that one when we were looking. All right, she is going to need a lot of dice on this. So she's going to go ahead and discard Call Friend so that she can add the red and yellow at the start of her turn. And she's got clue tokens up the wazoo. But she needs to get 2 scrolls first. And she's got 1. So she's going to set that aside and use a clue token. Come on. It's going to be one of those days. I got the wild card. There's the scroll. There we go. So we can set that there, advance the clock by 3. However, we won't have to advance the clock at the end of this if we succeed. We're now going to roll this. Really kind of wish... Oh, I could have at some point just used my card, my Blue Wonder Watch of the Pyramid, to get through that. Oh well. This can be a 4, so, and this 3 and 2 automatically do the rest. This is also a 2, so really this could be 2, 3, or 4. Succeed. We're going to get a spell out of this. We're going to get an Elder Sign, which means she is going to lose 2 stamina. I think that's the thing that hurts the most in this, is just the constant loss of stamina. We're going to open an Otherworld adventure. And we're going to skip the clock phase. So she's going to come back here. She's got 3, and she's going to use 2 to regain some stamina. We have to basically make sure that we're always keeping up on the stamina portion of this. Otherwise, we could get really screwed. We got Bless. She's going to discard this and become blessed. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Both of them are now blessed. She does not have anything that allows her to do any sort of helpful stuff whatsoever. But looking at this, I feel like another time is actually really important. It will advance us to midnight. It will advance us to day 4, I mean. But getting 2 Elder Signs on this is really key. We could actually finish the adventure with these 3 adventures right now. But we do also have a monster that has an at midnight here. We've got an at midnight there. That's going to require 5 dice, and she's got 7 to work with. And she's got no other special things. So if she comes here, she can complete this, but it will push us to midnight. And if she comes here, she doesn't have anything extra to add to here. So she has to get it completely within 7. I think I'm going to send her to the coastal waters. And with this, I may flip another adventure face up. So I will go ahead and I'll flip downtown Anchorage, because I feel like that's such an unimportant side of it. That is going to be 2 spells or blessed. And And that will allow us to regain some sanity. So I feel like we're never going to come to this one. But she does come to the coastal waters. And she's going to be able to skip the clock phase on this if she comes here, which is really cool. But she's got to get this in order. She is blessed, so she'll get the white dice. She's got no terror to work with. And she's got a 1-3, so she'll put the 3 aside. Come on, this is hurting. There we go, there's the terror. Now we need a terror and a skull, and we've only got 2 opportunities to do it. There's the terror. She is going to use the discard. Is this really the right thing to do? She has to throw out a gun here, and she's going to use her last clue token. Which basically is going to give her a reroll. Technically, I should not have put this here. I should have just put this aside and let that not be a dice I reroll. But nonetheless, we succeed in the adventure, which is good because I really did not want to lose any further. She's now docked down to 1 stamina. And she does not have to do the phase this round. Both of them get to come back here. She gets to take 2. She is going to go ahead and use 2 to restore 2 stamina, because I don't want to leave anybody at 1 for any stat whatsoever. This comes out here. All right, Jenny's turn. Jenny has got some abilities here that she can kick in, and she's going to use those on, since we skipped the clock phase, she's got an extra turn to deal with this. But I'm worried about sending Ursula over here, because that does not look good. I kind of want to deal with that first. Actually, honestly, if we can knock out these 2 adventures, we've won the game. So, and we're at 6 o'clock, so the time advances here don't matter. I don't believe. So we'll send Jenny here. She's going to deal with Rilia, and she's going to use her unique item to get all of the dice. She's now got all 9 dice in play. The priority is to knock out that bottom one. If we can, we need 2 scrolls, a skull, and a terror, and we don't have the terror, which sucks. All right, so we'll knock out this top one here. All right, we've got scroll, wild card, not enough, but we can set that aside, and we'll lose 1 dice out of here. We need to still get 3 dice that match. Now we got a better chance at it. Oh, for God's sakes, famous last words. Okay, 2 of those. That really does not help us. We have to get it on this one. I'm going to actually lose the yellow dice. I think that that's actually better. No, I don't think I did it. I did not do it. I got 3 of these, and I don't have the ability anymore. Oh, fuck. Pardon my language. So she's going to lose 2 here, 2 here. Clock gets advanced by 3. She also loses blessed because she failed the adventure, so she's no longer blessed. Jenny's now concerned. She's going to discard this to choose any investigator to regain 1 sanity and 1 stamina. She's going to choose Jenny. She is going to discard this to fully regain her stamina and sanity. Because I do not want to deal with this like being this week anymore. And since we're going to go to at midnight anyway, we may as well pick this up. So she's going to be blessed. She's got this to work with. We don't have 2 scrolls, but we do have a 3, so we'll get the 3 out of the way. We have to advance the clock. That's one thing I'm wondering if I'm doing wrong, is the at midnight stuff. I'm assuming I do it at the clock phase, but I could be wrong on that. She's going to set that aside. 16% chance here. Now a much better chance of failing. Unbelievable. Yep, failed, so I lose blessed again. We're going to advance the clock, and I'm going to lose a stamina. So a lot of different things happen. One is that these go away. That should have been a really easy one to get, and I'm really pissed off now at myself and at the game. But we advance do all the midnight stuff. A monster appears, and the monster will appear here, which really sucks. That's going to make this much tougher. We add 1 storm marker to each adventure. However, we don't add them to the other rolled stuff. We're going to advance this, which means that we're going to add 3 more storm tokens to various adventures. Now, we can't do more than 4 on any adventure. If we have to do, if we try to add a 5th one, we advance the doom token instead. All right, and I think that's it for at midnight. And now what do? I need to think here. Oh, we need to do a mythos phase too. Each investigator gains 1 unique item or spell. Add 1 doom token, or we discard, and we can't discard. So each investigator is going to take a unique item, I think. It gives the red dice to Ursula, and she can lose 2 stamina to get the dice to her choice. But we add 1 doom token to the doom track, and that means that we're going to add a storm marker somewhere. Jenny's still here. Jenny can still get 8 dice out of this. It sucks that she doesn't have 9 to work with anymore, but she's going to go ahead and do her ability. Really want her to succeed on this. So she can knock out the first one. She'll lose 1 sanity as a result. She can't do the second adventure. Let's get rid of a sanity. Let's hope for the best here. 1 of each. We'll go ahead and set the scroll aside, because that's the one I have to double up on. Come on! Yep. I mean, this is a tough ask to begin with, and I should probably just accept the fact that it is a tough ask instead of continuing to bang my head against this. But she is now down to 1 stamina and 2 sanity. And I don't believe she can move from here. She does manage to get the monster defeated. Actually, I think I looked this up on the Pharaoh one, and I think I can move back if I want to. I think I have to. I think I have to move back. I'm really irritated that I've not been able to get anything out of this. I thought I had a good chance of doing that one. We'll go ahead and trade this back in for 2 stamina. Clock moves to 6. She's still here. She's still got an opportunity to try to complete this one. It's just going to move it to at midnight again. We're going to be like day 4 or whatever. And we're going to kick in another monster, and it's not good. So she's actually going to go to a different adventure, I think. We need clues, essentially. We need clues to knock some of this stuff out. She could come here, just deal with the monster. Kick in the red dice. She'll get to remove a doom token from the track, and she'll get an elder sign out of it. And 2 clues. So I think she is going to come here, even though that's going to be really difficult. Trade this in. It's like when things start going bad, things just start going bad. I feel like that's the nature of this game. Like once you actually start to have bad luck, it is difficult to overcome it, period. So I've got the bottom one taken care of. So I'll do that. And then I don't have the top one, unfortunately, but I can set that aside. So I've got that. I need a skull or a wild card. Got a skull. Thank God. So all of that is dealt with. So I get this. That's going to be worth 1. I get this. This is going to be worth 2. Just going to lose 2 more stamina because we get 1 more elder sign. We do get to take away a doom token. She's going to get 2 clues. And she's going to, as much as I would like to try to remove a bunch of tags, I need her to regain some stamina. She's back at 5 now. Okay. Clock advances to 9. Jenny's like upset. She's just very upset with the whole situation here. She does not want to deal with how much more is going to happen. I mean, she could go here. She's got a better chance of completing this, and at least that gets us 2 closer. So I think that's what she's going to do. She's not in a good situation by any stretch of the imagination. She cannot add any dice to this, but she only has to get 2 scrolls and a 3. So 3 of the 6 have to be specific. She gets 2 scrolls. We'll knock that out. We'll go ahead and advance the clock. We'll roll the rest of this. We got the 3. All right, there we go. Piece of cake. I cannot believe I failed that adventure with a lot more dice available. But we're going to get 2 elder signs out of this. She's going to lose 2 more stamina as a result. You don't lose it once per. Fortunately, you only lose it once if you add 1 or more. So we're at 8 now. She's also going to get 2 clue tokens. And when she comes back here, she's going to use these 2 to regain 2 stamina. Advance the clock, and it is now midnight. So we're going to add 1 storm marker to each adventure. And now we've got some problems because now we are starting to get into the point where we're going to have 4 on some of these. So we have to add 5 of these total. So if we go another round with this, we're going to add a bunch of doom tokens, essentially. We have to try to complete this, and we have no way to complete it. We lost really our ability to do that. That sucks. Investigators discard all their allies, return the ally deck to the box. Allies cannot be gained for the rest of the game. Or lose 1 supply, then lose 1 supply for each investigator with an ally. So that's really just lose 1 supply, and I think I'll go ahead and take it. Because I don't want to limit myself with make it so that I can't get any of those in the future. So what do I do? I mean, really, what do I do? We're gonna be at. First of all, I need to find her. Oh. So I think we're going to lose 1 supply and head to the mountain pass. Oh, good Lord. I'm going to lose a stamina. We add a doom token, which is going to add a Yeah, which adds us. We can't add it to the adventure we're on, so we're actually going to add another Doom token. We have too many of these storm markers out otherwise. We're going to add a monster. And I've already lost the sanity, so let's add the monster to here. These go away. This gets flipped over. And, oh man. Oh, this is going to hurt. If I can succeed here, I get 2 Elder Signs and we win the game. Come on. I cannot afford to lose any out of this, so I will set this aside. And I need a 2. There we go. I'll set this aside. And one more clue token. Come on. Please. Please. Ah! I think that's the end of the game. So what's going to happen now is we're going to add 2 Doom tokens. We can't take the no skill one. We don't have that available. And that means that we're going to add 2 monsters to the whole thing. Let's go ahead and add 2 monsters. I don't really care where. Jenny could come here. I think that's what we got to do, because it's now 9 o'clock, and on the next turn, game's over. Like, the game is over on the next turn no matter what. So we got to do this one. Got to hope for the best. All right, so on the plus side, we managed to get this first one out of the way right away. We'll do that on the bottom. Set that one aside. Yeah! Yes! Thank God. She is going to go ahead and lose 2 stamina. Like I said, it was very important that we kept the stamina going. But she gains the 2 Elder Signs, and that does it. That ends the game. We don't have to worry about the clock phase. Nothing else is going to kick in. Game is over. Oh, my Lord. So you get, I mean, this over an hour. Over an hour to play this through. But we did it. We managed to complete Omens of the Ice, probably with numerous rule errors. Please let me know about them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and do all the rest of the YouTube things. And I am going to go put this away, break out Omens of the Deep, and then that'll be the last game of Elder Sign I play in a while. And I'll be very, very happy about that. I do like this game. I really do. I like the game. But it's a ball buster. It is tough when you feel like you're doing everything you can to try to make sure that you are going to succeed on a dice roll and then fail. And then, like, just pull it out of your butt at the end. So it's a challenge. It can be a real challenge to feel like you're doing anything strategic. And I think that's one of the main complaints about this game, is that there is no real strategy here. It's not like you can be like, well, if I do this and I do this and tactically I do this. It really is all about how well can you mitigate things. Just so you see what the other storm tokens are like. Lose 1 common item, lose 1 supply, lose 2 stamina. That would have been harsh. 2 supply. Advance the clock. A couple of these have nothing on the backside. Unfortunately, the 3 that we got rid of earlier were all ones with backsides. Lose an ally. Lose a unique item, lose more supplies, monsters appear, lose health. There you go. And then 1 more, empty. And it would have been really great to get the Heart of Darkness one resolved, but as I pointed out, you need all 8 dice to do that. I mean, if you, let's say you were to start with 8 dice and you maybe had a couple clue tokens, could you do it? Could you do it? And I'm not even able to do it on this first one because I'm pretty much missing 1 special item out of this. So I would probably need a reroll. I need a clue token to get that done. And fortunately, I'm able to get it. So that's one. Then we can start on the second one. And so far, we've used one clue token, but also had to have everything else in place. And wow, we got it on the second one. Okay. So it is doable. I mean, it is doable. And what's nice about this is that you do then go all the way back to day one, and that makes things a lot easier. But it is a rough one. But Elder Sign is not a game for you're meant to lose investigators too. And what's one thing that I always feel like I can't really wrap my head around is that I feel like if you lose one of the players that you start with, you've lost the game, but that's not the case. And in fact, in the Pharaoh one, we lost Michael McGlenn, the gangster, and I think that helped save us. Like the person we brought in was fresh, had new supplies and everything, and I think it's okay if you lose an investigator along the way. It's okay if they get devoured, that's a hard thing for me to understand and recognize and be okay with. But that is Elder Sign, Omens of Ice, and tomorrow, Omens of the Deep. One more to go. Sorry for the clap right into the mic. That was bad. See y'all later.